Good morning and welcome to those of you who are here and our worldwide online community to Unity Spiritual Center Spokane, where we are all about transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in our world. That's a key quote today because it's going to be very, very important in just a few minutes. It's very important now too, but we're going to hear more about that. I'm Jeff Hunter, and isn't it a gorgeous fall day here? I drove here this morning and I thought, it can't get any better than this. It just can't. What a beautiful day it is. I will be your platform assistant this morning, and as always, we'd ask you very humbly to silence your cell phones. It's appreciated. Thank you. As we do every week, we want to begin our time together by sharing our opening affirmation. So together we affirm, there is only one presence, one power, active in my life and in the universe, God the good. And God is so good, isn't he? This morning we are very blessed to have our friend and former minister, Reverend David McClure, who begins a 3-week series with one power, one life, one presence, and we say it every week. But do we really believe it? Do we really believe that? I hope we do, but I'm anxious to hear what David has to say today. And our music is provided by our wonderful Julie Croteau and our wonderful Leanne. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the prelude. It just lifted my soul today. It was beautiful. Thank you. So our song leaders today are Jim and Monica, and they will lead us in our new community song. And then one of my favorite people, Darlene Walsh Martin, will give our reading and opening prayer.
They're going to help us a little bit. So this song's called God is Real, and it has a solo section at the beginning, so I'll do that. But then I invite you to stand and join us in singing. It's absolutely wonderful piece of music that really goes right to the heart. It's called God is Real. We sing this song of jubilation because our hearts have been set free. The gift of God is alive within us. The joy, the peace, the majesty. We're learning to learn how to live, for within the Spirit, love is all there is. So pure in heart, in God we dwell, with gift of vision we now can tell that God is real, God is magnificent, God is light, God is love, God is real, God is magnificent, God is light, God is love. I am real, I am real, I am magnificent, I am light, I am love, I am real, I am magnificent, I Nicely done.
This is a reading from Dr. Emmett Fox from his booklet, The Golden Key. Scientific prayer will enable you to get yourself or anyone else out of any difficulty. It is the golden key to harmony and happiness. To those who have no acquaintance with the mightiest power in existence, this may appear to be a rash claim, but it needs only a fair trial to prove that, without a shadow of a doubt, it is a just one. You need take no one's word for it, and you should not. Simply try it for yourself. God is omnipotent, and we are God's image and likeness, and have dominion over all things. This is the inspired teaching, and it is intended to be taken literally at its face value. The ability to draw on this power is not the special prerogative of the mystic or the saint, as is so often supposed, or even the highly trained practitioner. Everyone has this ability, whoever you are, wherever you are, wherever you may be. The golden key to harmony is in your hand right now. This is because in scientific prayer, it is God who works and not you. And so your particular limitations and weaknesses are of no account in this process. You are only the channel through which divine action takes place, and your treatment will be just getting yourself out of the way. Beginners often get startling results the first time. For all that is essential is to have an open mind and sufficient faith to try the experiment. Apart from that, you may hold any views on religion or none. For as the actual method of working, like all fundamental things, it is simplicity itself. All you have to do is this: stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. This is the complete rule, and if only you will do this, the trouble, whatever it is, will disappear. It makes no difference what the trouble is. It may concern health or finance or a quarrel or an accident or anything else conceivable. But whatever it is, stop thinking about it and think of God instead. And that is all you have to do. Could it be simpler? Could it? God could scarcely have made it simpler, and yet it never fails to work when given a fair trial. So now let us pray. Thank you, Universal Presence, for this space, for this congregation, for Reverend Bonnie and the board and our staff. Bless everyone at this platform today. Bless Reverend David and his words, the musicians, and everyone who makes this service possible. And within the expanded presence and spirit of all of these beings, right here and right now, we are going to take this golden key in our hands and picture ourselves approaching the door behind which is the very answer to our problem, to our question, to our healing. the very answer to whatever is challenging us at this moment. Think about what it is, and then stop thinking about it ever again. Instead, take the key and place it in the door lock. Turn it and open the door. The door is you, totally trusting that there is only one presence, one power in the universe, God, the good, the omnipotent. Please repeat these words after me. There is only one presence and one power in the universe, God, the good, omnipotent. There is only one presence and one power in the universe, God, the good, omnipotent. And so we have used our golden key, and from this moment forward, we will open the door of our transformation with this key. And so it is. Amen.
So, I did say I brought some friends with me. These are some of the members of my choir at the Unity in Coeur d'Alene, and they came with me, and we thought this would be a grand adventure. Scott asked us last month if I would come sing, and I said, yeah, my choir just did this great song, so it'll work today too. So here we are. And if you feel so moved, because spirit moves us, but music moves us also. So if you feel so moved to join us in singing, you certainly are invited to. Down in My Soul. I hear the music. I hear the music. Down in my soul. Down in my soul. I hear the music. I hear the music. Down in my soul. And the
Thank you, and thank you, Leanne. I don't get up here much anymore, so I thought I'd make a big deal out of it this morning. Good morning, Spokane. Good morning. How sweet it is. Good to see you this morning and be with you. And I want to mention John Lennon. You know who he is, one of the founding members of the Beatles. He once said when he went to school, they asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up, and he said, happy. And they told me I didn't understand the assignment, and I told them they didn't understand life. So my question for all of us this morning is, do we really understand this life that we're living? I don't know if you know this, but there's a new store that just opened in Spokane. And it's a store that sells husbands for women who may need one or want one in their lives. And as you enter the store, there are instructions about how the store operates. And the first rule says you may visit this store only once. And among the other instructions, it says there are 6 floors, and the attributes of the men increase as the shopper ascends the floors. And of course, so does the price. However, says the sign, there is a catch. You may choose any man from a particular floor, or you may choose to go up a floor, but you cannot go back down except to exit the building. So the woman goes to the husband store and is looking for a husband, and there's a sign on the first floor that says, these men have jobs and love the Lord. And she says, well, I think I'll go up to the second floor and see what's going on there. And the second floor says, these men have jobs, they love the Lord, and they love kids. And she thinks, wow, that's pretty good, but I wonder what's upstairs. So she goes up to the third floor, and the sign says, these men have jobs, love the Lord, love kids, and are extremely good looking. Wow, she says. But she feels compelled to keep going, so she goes to the fourth floor. And the sign says, these men have jobs, they love the Lord, they love kids, they're good looking, and they help with the housework. Oh, mercy me, she says. I can hardly stand it, and yet I've got to go up to the 5th floor, so she goes up there. And it says, these men have jobs, love the Lord, love kids, are gorgeous, help with the homework, and they have a strong romantic streak. And she says, oh my God, I've got to stop here, but I've got to go to the 6th floor and see what's going on up there. So she goes up there, and here's the sign that says, you are a visitor 4,363,012 to this floor. There are no men on this floor. This floor exists solely as proof that women are impossible to please. Thank you for shopping at the husband store. Watch your step as you exit the building, and have a nice day. Well, I'm here this morning to prove that women are not impossible to please. Isn't that right, Donna? Absolutely. We were married right up here 45 years ago. Yeah. There's an old saying that says the proof of the pudding is in the eating. What does that mean? Proof is in the pudding. was the original expression, which means the value, the quality, the truth of something must be judged based on direct experience of it and with it. Must be based on results. And the eating part adds to this by implying that things must be judged by trying them yourself and seeing them in action rather than on any other factors such as hearsay, and that includes anything that I may say to you this morning. Another variation of the term, proof of the pudding, refers to the results themselves. Results that are immediate, direct, and firsthand. Something that can be tested out so as to judge its value, its truth, and its validity. In these sayings, the word proof was originally used in the sense of a test of something, such as a test of quality or worth or truth. However, it is now often interpreted as meaning the same thing as evidence. These expressions suggest that a judgment about something cannot be made until all the evidence is in, and then a final judgment is made. So I'm going to do a slide here, if I can figure out how to do this thing. Here we go. We're going to do a slide. No, it's the wrong way. You gotta go the other way. Malachi, the book of Malachi, has this challenge to all of us. Prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Prove me now. The Bible is actually full of opportunities to prove things. I don't know if you can read these, but I've gotten enough of them on the page that I wanted you to show. Pick one that you like. I especially like what Jesus says in Matthew 9:6. He says, to prove to you that the Son of Man has authority on earth to pardon sins, he goes to the paralytic and says, rise, take up your bed, and go home. And then in Romans, Paul says, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So here's what I'm proposing to you this morning as a challenge that I'm going to be talking about over the next 3 weeks. I'm challenging to prove to yourself that the words you and I repeat here in this room every Sunday and have repeated in this room every Sunday that this building has been open are absolutely true under all circumstances, God bless you, and in every situation in your life. They are true. Something that I've affirmed every Sunday since I was 7 years old. Now, some of you may know that I've written a manuscript for a book. I entered the book in a writing contest sponsored by Unity Worldwide that was held several months ago, and I recently found out that out of 55 entries, I was first runner-up in my book. I didn't win, but I was first runner-up, so I don't get my book published right away. I have to wait till next October to get it published. So I'm looking forward to that. One of the chapters in my book, I write about my Aunt Hazel. That's my mother's sister. And many years ago, she was living in New York City, and she heard about a new preacher who had taken leadership of a New Thought ministry that was holding services in, of all places, Carnegie Hall. And his name was Emmett Fox. You heard the quotation from the Golden Key. Some of you may be familiar with Dr. Fox. He wrote a number of books. Is considered one of the eminent speakers of New Thought, along with people like Emma Curtis Hopkins, Dr. Ernest Holmes, and Unity's own Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. So Aunt Hazel decides to go to Carnegie Hall one Sunday morning to hear Dr. Fox. The year was 1944. She takes her seat in the Great Hall and is blown away by what she hears from this young minister. She is so moved by him, she goes to him after the service and introduces herself to him and says, "Do you have anyone making copies of your Sunday sermons?" And he says, "No. Why do you ask?" And he says, "Well," she says, "I'm a stenographer, and I would love to make shorthand notes of your Sunday talks, type them up, and send them out to your mailing list." And he said, "What a great idea." And so she did. She typed up the notes, sent them off in envelopes, and one of the people on the mailing list, after my aunt got hold of things, was my mother, her sister, Norma, who was living in Toronto, Ontario. Her message immediately resonated with my mom. She and my dad were dyed-in-the-wool Anglicans at that particular time, but she was blown away by these words from Fox, and she immediately started looking for a Unity in Toronto. She pulled out the Yellow Page. You remember Yellow Pages? She looked up and she found there was one way across the other side of town. It would take 3 buses. We didn't have a car at that particular time to get to Unity Church of Truth. You've heard that name before, in Toronto. So the first Sunday, I was 7 years old at the time. She and my mother and my dad and 2 of my siblings came to the place that had a sign, Unity Church of Truth. And it wasn't a church building, it was an office building, and it wasn't on the first floor, it was on the 3rd floor, and there were only stairs at that particular time. And it turned out to be a ballet studio on the 3rd floor of this building. And so we arrived, and a young couple, young ministers met us and greeted us and sat us down in the very front row of this service. And the very first words that I heard in a Unity church at the age of 7 was this: there is only one presence and one power in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. Those are the first words that I heard when I was 7 years old. Now, we have already affirmed those words, or close to them, already this morning. And we will speak them again a little bit later in the service. Let me see if I can find them here. Yeah, we already have said that one, been there and done that. And then we've got this one coming up. Now, somewhere along the line, the word omnipotent, I don't know which minister was the one that dropped this, but the word omnipotent was taken out of the saying. I'm not sure why. Does anybody know what the word omnipotent means? All powerful. Yeah, I think it's a good word. I shortened this as I went on into the ministry and in through Unity. Um, I learned this in YOU, actually, when I was in YOU. I shortened it to OPGGO. One presence, one power, God the good. And so every time I attended a service at Unity, every ministry that I ever served in, some form of OPGGO was part of my ministry. And so my question for all of us here this morning is, do we really believe OPGGO? And if so, can we prove it? Can we prove it in our lives? It's the foundation statement of unity. We say it, we affirm it, but once you get up and go out of this sanctuary and you go to get into your car, you go out the door here, does something inside of you go, oh, where was I? Oh, I was worried about this and I was upset about that, and the Cougars won again, or they didn't win, or problems start coming up. We start thinking about, oh, what am I going to do for the rest of the day, or what's going to happen here and there. How long do we align with these words before we forget them and go back to, there's 2 powers, there's 75 powers in the universe, and they're not working together at all. I do this. I admit this. I worry about things. Donna worries about things. How terrible that is. You just have to turn on the news, and pretty soon, ain't it awful becomes your statement of the day. And OPGGO is thrown out the window. So in other words, if we believe it, we're able to hold on to it, but are we able to hold on to it long enough to prove it in a given situation, whatever that situation may be? To demonstrate this proof. And do we fall back into how terrible the world is and how limited and helpless we may be in our current situation? It's just like a radio signal. Our thoughts broadcast our beliefs and our expectations out into the quantum field, out into the universal field of potentiality, and they come back into our lives with the exact vibrational energy. Quantum physicists have proved that it is impossible for us to look at anything without impacting that thing that we're looking at. And that's quite exciting, actually, when you think about it, which means we're not stuck in this three-dimensional, 3D world that we think is our reality. This is not our reality. It's only what we have projected. And we are not helpless victims of this reality or of these circumstances. And 3, another one, there's a whole universe out there and a whole cheerleading squad of multi-dimensions just waiting for us to get with the program and move on to bigger and greater things. I was impressed. I don't know if you were, by this photograph. Have you heard of the James Webb Telescope? They set it out into space 1 million miles. And then they turn it around and took a picture of what that telescope saw. And this was the first picture of what they saw when they looked out 1 million miles from here. Each one of those lights is a galaxy. Each one of them. And here we are in our puny little planet, thinking about, oh, I don't know if climate change is going to destroy us all. I don't know if we're going to get shot. I don't know if who's going to get elected or any of that stuff. So what we know is that everything we think in the objective world out there is nothing but a reflection of what's in here, what's going on inside of us. And as you look at what your thoughts keep dragging into your life, or what you keep dragging into your thoughts, you begin to feel as though you're nothing but a victim of circumstances. There's very little you can do about anything, and you just have to hope for the best. There's a statement from the Course in Miracles that says, the separated ones have invented many cures for what they believe to be the ills of the world. But the one thing they do not do is question the reality of the problem. Unity and Emmett Fox, on the other hand, have always taught that the true reality is that we're all one, that the world is abundant and strangely accommodating, and love is and always has been the final answer. It's a basic unity principle. The Course in Miracles channel, Helen Schuckman, and her scribe Bill Thetford began writing this book, A Course in Miracles, but the reason they wrote this was because they began to say there's got to be a better way of living in this world, and we're determined to find out what it is. And so over the next 3 weeks, I challenge you to prove OPOPGGO. And today is the first challenge that I'm offering to you, and that is to actually prove 2 things about yourself, despite what your ego, EGO, edging God out, says. 2 things. Here are the 2 things that you are to prove today. Number 1, the universe has your back. Prove it. Number 2, everything is going to turn out okay. Okay? Okay. So here's what I'd like you to do. Starting tomorrow and for the next 3 days, I want you to find some good danceable music like what Leanne was playing today. Put it on when you first get up in the morning and boogie around the bathroom. That's going to freak out the universe right there, as well as your neighbors or your wife or whoever. It's inspired by, in the book of Samuel, David, I kind of relate to him, went and brought up the ark of God from the house of wherever to the city of David with rejoicing. And when those who bore the ark of the Lord had gone 6 paces, he sacrificed an ox and a fatted calf. And this is the good part. Then David danced before the Lord with all his might. David was girded with a linen ephod, whatever that is. I don't want to know. So David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord with shouting and dancing and with the sound of the trumpet. So I want you to, for the next 3 days, to dance. First thing in the morning, last thing at night. Put on some music that's danceable to you. I love this. I found this on Facebook. It says, how would you describe yourself? Verbally, but I prepare to dance. I love that. And of course, you remember this guy? Uh-oh, I'm getting happy feet. You know? And there was that movie, Penguins, a whole bunch of happy feet. If any of you remember that movie? And then, of course, yeah, that's the movie. Happy Feet. And then what about Snoopy? You see, Snoopy is the quintessential cartoon dog smiler bringer. He's never more enduring than when he's expressing his ultimate joy of life by doing his happy dance, much to Lucy's dismay. She's always saying, "Good grief," you know? And that's what a lot of us find ourselves saying. There's actually a book out, I didn't know this, called Keep Calm and Do the Snoopy Dance. And it urges you to maintain peace by celebrating the happiness of the dance and being grateful for all the joys that are abundant in life. Snoopy himself said this. He said, "To those of us with real understanding of life, dancing is the only pure art form." So, step one is to dance for the next 3 days. Earlier, the better. Pardon? No, just for the 3 days. I've got other stuff for him next week. You can dance for 3 weeks if you like. I'd like to see you dance. That would be great. I'm going to hold you to that. I have 2 more things to challenge you for this week. Step 2, ask for your own cosmic joke. Ask the universe for something that will amuse you, something that makes you laugh out loud, and intend it only to be an inside joke that only you laugh at. An inside joke. And number 3, the final thing is, for the next 3 days, make a commitment to be grateful for everything. Everything. No matter what it is, say, "Thank you, God," and see what happens. Might it be possible that joy is our natural state? Is it possible that we can be happy without a job or a relationship or a good bank balance? Or if the Seahawks lose, you know? Is it possible that I can be happy even after watching the news? Better not watch the news. Maybe you could skip the news and go out with Jeff here on a beautiful fall day and see what's going on out in the universe, the fall leaves and the sunshine. Is it possible that OPGGO is really the way things are? If you cut off the feeding tube to your litany of problems, your gloom and your doom, would this open new channels of goodness and love and life for you? Because either OPGGO is or it isn't. And if it is, it really, really is. Only you can make that the foundation principle of your life. It was Shalina Nyquist, author of the Golden Tangerines, who said, "I want a life that sizzles and pops and makes me laugh out loud. I want my everyday to make God belly laugh. Glad that he gave life to someone who loves the gift." The gift of God is the gift of God. That's the gift. Not just sometimes when everything is peachy keen, but all the time, every moment, every day, all the time. And when you sizzle and pop, you bring back into play the realization, OPGGO. So, I want to close with a story. Climber fell off a cliff. And as he tumbled down, he caught a small branch. "Help!" he cried out. "Is there anybody up there?" he shouted. And a majestic voice boomed through the gorge and said, "I will help you, my son, but first you must have faith in me, total, utter trust in me." "Yes, yes, I trust you," cried the man. And the voice said, "Then you need to let go of the branch. Let go of the branch." And there was this long, long pause. And then the man shouted, "Is there anybody else up there?" And so for the next 3 weeks, I want you to let go of the branch. I want you to trust that at all times, under all circumstances, OPGGO is the way things really are. Thank you and bless you. I'm just going to move this. Oh, I want this. Let's pray together. This particular prayer is from Charles Fillmore, and it is called his Great Invocation. The word invoke, by the way, means to call for verification or proof. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. Right here, right now. I am immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. O blessed Spirit, I acknowledge your presence and your power. In your divine wisdom, now erase all my mortal limitations, and from your pure substance of love, bring into manifestation my world according to your perfect law. And so it is. Amen.
is my joy in times of sorrow. God is my all in all. God is today and tomorrow. God is my all in all. God is the joy and the strength of my life. He heals all pain, misery, and strife. He's promised to keep me, never to leave me, and never ever come short of His word. I've got to trust and pray and love each day and know the truth in every way. I'll trust in spirit, know no lack. I've come this far and I'll never turn back. God is. God is. God is my all in all. God is the joy and the strength of my life. She heals all pain, misery, and strife. She's promised to keep me, never to leave me, and never ever come short of the word. I've got to trust and pray and love each day and know the truth in every way. I'll trust in spirit, know no lack. I've come this far and I'll never turn back. God is. God is. God is my all in all. God is my
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Leon, for that. God is. Before we bless our offering, I have a couple of announcements I'd like to make. This next Thursday morning, I start a 5-week series called Five Alive, which focuses in on the 5 basic unity principles that are a part of this particular ministry. And the class is called Five Alive. And if you come to this class, one thing you'll get is one of these, so you can do high fives with this. So it has the 5 principles on them, and you can high five people as much as you would like. So that's coming up Thursday mornings from 10 to 11:30, and it'll be in the chapel. The other announcement I want to make is that a good friend of many of us, certainly of Donna and mine, David Sharp, passed away on Friday, and we got to spend the last few hours with him and his family. His daughter sings here very often and will be singing next week, Heather Villa, is his daughter, and I know that you'll want to give her your support and your love. We don't know the details of when a service is going to be held, but we'll try to keep you informed when that's going to take place. And now we're going to bless our offerings and our tithes. And seems to me there was a, there it is. Okay. If you have one of these little things, then you can hold it up to your heart and be a part of that. I'm not exactly sure how Bonnie does this thing, but I'm going to try it anyway. And those of you who are watching online, you can give to this service by going to our website, or our address is there so you can mail it in as well. And we have the opportunity to give. And our offering blessing is on the board, so let's all speak this together. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am and all that I have and all that I receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. Anybody who'd like to come up and bless the offering with me, please feel free to do so. Oh, here comes a couple of good-looking people. OPOPGGO is especially active during offering taking. Let's just take a moment to give thanks for this outpouring of good that supports, encourages, and testifies to the one presence and the one power active in our lives and in this ministry. And for this, we give thanks. Amen. No, thank you, Leanne. Thank you, Julie. Guests. And Reverend David, thank you so much. What a OPOPGGO.
All right, let's say our unity statement together, please. Unity stands for the peace of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one power, one presence, and one life. So whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. If there's anybody here for the first time and you're brave enough to raise your hand, we have a welcome packet for you that not only has a coupon for a free drink at our barista stand today, but it has some other goodies in it too. Is there anybody here for the first time? All right. Welcome. Make sure you get your name on the list to run for the board next time when it... No, I'm only joking. We'd like you to come back again next week. I'm not trying to scare anybody off here. We do have some openings in the kitchen though, so... And you could also sign up for the barista stand. We could use a few more people in the barista stand. We have a lot going on here. We hope you enjoyed the service today, and we really appreciate you being here. And we appreciate all of you online. Sometimes I kind of forget that you're out there in La La Land, and we really appreciate you. So we love you, and we see the God in you also. We'd also like to connect, yes. We have a QR code if you want our newsletter that every Wednesday that gives you everything that's going on here. Just hit that QR code. Most of you already have it. But if you're new or if you haven't signed up for the newsletter that comes out every Wednesday, do that. It's chock full of good things. And we can connect with you on social media also. So look for us at Unity Spiritual Center, Spokane. And we thank you all for joining us today. Lovely service. I'm just in awe of what goes on here. I love it. Our chaplains today are Theodora and Diane, who've been holding the service in prayer for us today. Theodora, who's this gorgeous woman in the red hat over here, will be able to pray with you immediately after the service in private if you have something that is heavy on your heart or a joy that you want to share. Please come. And we thank our chaplains for this for their service to this center. We'd like to encourage you, if you need prayer support, there's a form in the seat pocket in front of you. Fill that out. There's a prayer box here in the back of the sanctuary. There's one in the atrium. And we will pray, our chaplains will pray for 30 days over that. Also send it to Silent Unity, where it'll be prayed on for 30 days also. And now it's time for Mr. Tani to give us news you can use.
Well, good morning. Got a lot of little things here coming up. First of all, the second Sunday of every month is our new member orientation. Takes place over here in the library. So those of you that are visiting and might be interested in knowing a little bit more about Unity and our background and everything, so you're invited to join us in the library. It will be immediately following service next Sunday. Secondly, as David said, he has his 5 Alive Principles class that starts on Thursday. It's not too late to sign up, and if it's one of those things where maybe money's a challenge or whatever, don't hesitate. We want you to be a part of the class. There are scholarships available. You can do so online, or you can also see Deanna over here if you have any questions about signing up, or you can email her too as well about getting signed up for the 5 Alive. And then on Sunday, October 15th, we're going to have our town hall, which will basically be discussing the revisions, changes to the bylaws. So those of you that are governing members that are interested in maybe hearing a little dialogue or maybe asking questions of us of what's going on with the bylaws, some of the changes that are being proposed, that's your opportunity to come and have a discussion and also for us to answer any questions you might have. And then on Sunday, November 5th, the governing members will have the opportunity to vote on the mission, vision, and values. We say voting because while we did all collectively come together and come up with our mission, vision, and values. There's been a couple of suggestions, and so we thought we'd take those suggestions to everybody, and we can vote and select our mission and vision and values based upon a collection of input. And then, okay, so the Spokane River Waterways. This is an event that's coming up that's being put on by Earth Care team. And what's going to happen on Saturday, October 21st, there's going to be a little conference going on here. I'm excited about this because I get asked all the questions. I do a little floating on the Spokane River, and people are like, "You float in that river? Like, aren't you afraid of the pollution?" And it's like, no, it's perfectly fine. There's a lot of misinformation out there. So this will be an opportunity to come and hear some experts talk about what's been happening on the river, some of the proposed changes, some of the changes in not just classifications, but also in some of the requirements and testing. There'll be experts from Spokane River, actually Jerry White, who is with the Riverkeeper. He's going to be our primary speaker. So he'll be here answering any questions. If you're an outdoorsist and you get involved in maybe kayaking, this is an event that you'll want to be a part of because you're going to want to know a little bit about our water and what's going on there. Like, can you eat the fish? And then on Sunday, October 29th is Day of the Dead. If anybody was here last year, you know how much fun it is. Well, it's going to be twice as much fun because we actually have a whole lot of planning going into it. Very excited about this. We'll have a mariachi band. That's actually the mariachi band from Eastern Washington is going to be here. And they're going to be doing most of our music that Sunday, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get the kids involved. So that's a great opportunity for us to celebrate the Day of the Dead on that day. And now we have a raffle drawing. For those of you, how many came to the speaker series? All right, a lot of people here were at the series. Well, it concluded on Friday, and our artist that was part of that, he actually made this painting, and this painting was based upon our mission, vision, and values. And this is the original. And so we had a little fundraiser where you could buy a raffle ticket for $1. It goes in, and we're going to actually raffle this off. And this painting, as I said, was based upon our mission, vision, values. He took that in and got inspired with this beautiful painting. Is it Garrett? That's Gotti. I'm sorry, Gotti. I mess your name up every time. But this is a gift from Gotti. And so Deanna I'm going to hold the basket because I have some tickets in here, and I don't want to get disqualified if I win. So go ahead, Deanna.
Draw my name. I've been mixing it like all day. So
And Deanna doesn't have any tickets in it, so she's got no skin in the game here.
I have the winner.
You have the winner.
I have it. Darla.
Darla's not here today.
I'm not going to read the phone number, but Darla.
Darla, okay. I don't see Darla here, but she usually sits back over here. All right, Darla. Well, good thing. Now, I do know this, now that we've announced that there's a winner and everything, I do know this, that we do have the file to this, and there's plans to make prints that we'll be able to sell of the art of the artist too. So that'll be coming soon. All right.
Okay, it's time for our children, so let's bring them in by singing "We Are Walking in the Light."
In the
What do we have here? Somebody tell me what we have here. Yes. A what? A pond. Why do you have a pond?
Because we're frogs, and we wanted to represent everyone as a little frog.
A little frog. All right. Ribbit, ribbit. Here we go. All right. It's wonderful. And you all have like pond lilies, don't you? Yeah, they're beautiful. All right. Thank you. We are so blessed to have a wonderful children's church here and a youth ministry and the adults that work with them. We are so blessed. So at this time, let's bless them and then bless ourselves. Ready? Be the love you are. Sing the song you hear. Share your joy of life with people far and near. And for ourselves, be the love we are. Sing the song we hear. Share our joy with life with people far and near. Thank you so much. So, I forgot. I even have it written down here. It's birthday Sunday, and Julie has a song that we're going to sing. It's a birthday song, I know.
Birthdays for October?
Yeah. So October, stand if you have a birthday in October.
Woohoo!
All right.
Awesome. Here we go. God danced the day you were born. The angels did the bump to Gabriel's horn. God danced the day you were born. So grateful for the gift of you. One more time. God danced the day you were born. The angels did the bump to Gabriel's horn. God danced the day you were born. So grateful for the gift of you.
Happy birthday. All right, we already blessed the children, didn't we? All right, kids, take your pond and find the frogs, the big frogs that you came with, all right? Some bullfrogs out there, I'm sure. There's always a lot of bulls. Thank you guys for coming. I sing in our choir here, so I love choirs. So, okay. And now, please stand if you are able, and we will join together for our closing prayer and the peace song. Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And that's the truth. Have a wonderful day.